About a month ago, I did a video discussing Adam Blampied's recent and second exit from YouTube due to controversy that he found himself in. I branded that video as the final Adam Blampied retrospective, but a lot has happened in the last month or so, and Adam Blampied has returned once again to explain his side, and this situation and response is a lot different to Adam's past one, and there's other YouTube figures involved. There's a fair bit to cover, and the purpose of this video is to catch anyone up on everything that's happened so far and all the statements that have been released, so let's get into it, I guess. If you don't know where we're up to with the Adam Blampied drama, let me catch you up to speed. Adam Blampied first burst onto the YouTube wrestling scene as part of What Culture Wrestling, where he was the main guy and figurehead of the channel, and could be said was the figurehead of YouTube wrestling as a whole. He was there through the prime days of What Culture Wrestling through WCPW, before leaving What Culture to form Cultaholic. But just days before the launch of Cultaholic, Adam Blampied was wrapped up in controversy when Adam was accused of abusing his status to ask for lewd images from women. Adam responded by admitting to guilt and submitting to the allegations against him, and essentially making it so that there was really no coming back for him, as he would disappear from the wrestling YouTube world entirely, and it seemed like that was the end of Adam Blampied, but he would make a surprise return in a Wrestle Talk video in 2020, which eventually led to a full-time return to wrestling YouTube as he officially joined up with Wrestle Talk, and he would be a part of their sister channels Parts Fun Known and No Rolls Barred, and would continue on, and it looked as like he was back on YouTube full time once again and wasn't going anywhere anytime soon. But in July of 2023 he was suspended from all the channels, and an investigation was launched which people presumed was because of YouTube comments from a former female collaborator accusing Adam of relapsing in his past behaviours. He eventually departed from the channel entirely, left a goodbye statement on Instagram where he more or less said there was no wrongdoing, and it was all silence until the 2nd of September 2024 when Adam Blampied would release a response video.
Oh shit, here we go again.
By the way, if you want a full summary on all the Adam Blampied situation before this one, then a link to my other video in the description down below for more detail, and let's give this response video a watch, shall we? Adam opens the video explaining why he's releasing this statement, as he essentially states that this is his last resort and he didn't actually want to make this video.
In the wake of people continuing to draw a lot of seriously damaging false conclusions, the permanent nature of the internet, as well as what these accusations do to my ability to find employment, I just can't let it be the case. That I can't let it be the end of it. I have to say something.
Immediately off the gate, Adam denies the allegations.
To make it clear from the outset, I am not a predator. I have not coerced anyone. I have not harassed anyone, induced anyone. I have not threatened anyone, physically or otherwise. There is nothing that I have done in my private life to justify what I've been accused of online by people. These accusations themselves being sparked by purposefully vague comments on a YouTube video.
And while he states that he can't name the accuser, he references vague YouTube comments as the source of the allegation, and one can presume that he's referring to the comments from a former female collaborator that we previously referenced in this video. In this response, Adam goes over interactions with a woman whom is referred to as X in the video, X being a former collaborator with No Rolls Barred and another name in the space. Adam admits to having an affair and cheating on his girlfriend with X in 2020. But it was an online affair, and Adam states that the relationship was called off due to Adam's past allegations, making him feel guilty about having a relapse of similar past behavior.
X and I discussed my past, the previous allegations that were made against me, and I had been feeling incredibly guilty about repeating similar mistakes. I told X that our current relationship would upset my partner, that she didn't know how emotionally close we'd become, so we agreed to be platonic, we agreed to behave.
Adam and X would continue as friends, but after Adam broke up with his girlfriend, him and X would continue where they left off, but after meeting in person for the very first time, it was said that there wasn't any chemistry between the two, and they returned back to being friends once again. X had an outburst with Adam in January 2023 that left him shooken up, as this is what led to eventually the two of them cutting off contact.
Suddenly, and over a seemingly innocuous professional issue, X sent me vicious private messages telling me to go fuck myself, that I had severely hurt and disgusted her, that I'd asked her to disregard her own boundaries, and then blocked me on social media, then unblocking me, further telling me off. Point is, after the fallout of this outburst, confused and still not knowing exactly what happened, X made it very clear they wanted to not appear on the YouTube channel for a while, if not permanently. I tried to save at very least a working relationship with X, if not our friendship, but that didn't seem to be possible. It was shortly afterwards, anyway, X sent me a letter through the post, a letter that contained a statement of hers apologising for both the January outburst and severing professional ties, and giving me options for exploring a road back to some form of relationship between us in the future. Again, this is all private. I will not be sharing the letter at this time, but if I am challenged on these points, I can provide necessary extracts if it becomes necessary to do so. And we eventually faded from contact, despite me occasionally checking in to see how X was doing. We just gradually parted.
And he then discusses his exit from WrestleTalk and all of its channels that took place in July of 2023, but states that the investigation against him spawned from a Reddit post made about him by a sibling of his ex-partner, the one who he cheated on with X. I really hope you're following here.
However, in July 2023, I was made aware that a sibling of my former partner, who I was with when I met X, was taking to Reddit to say horrible and, in some cases, untrue things about me. I immediately brought the situation to my employer and was subsequently removed from videos as an investigation was begun into my private life.
I had no idea about this, and I've not been able to find any wider context or anywhere discussing this, or the original Reddit post or anything like that. We'll discuss more about that later on, but let's finish off this response, as this investigation against Adam led to X reappearing as she would corroborate with the investigation, and he references those vague comments once again, which were put out after the Reddit post and made the situation even worse, thus leading to his departure from WrestleTalk and all of its affiliated channels. He talks about how he regrets everything that happened, but holds firm that he doesn't deserve to have his career ruined, and thinks that X was trying to ruin his career on purpose.
However, while I deserve the consequences I've received in my private life, I do not believe that I have done anything in this situation that deserves to have my career ruined. I believe that this is what X has done or attempted to do. I believe that in making these comments, X has attempted to ruin my career. I would like to think that it was otherwise, that this was just someone who had been hurt speaking in offhand YouTube comments from a place of hurt. However, other incidences from this period have led me to think that the aforementioned comments were in fact made in bad faith.
He then tells a story about another situation with X where, in summary, X spread vague rumors but serious rumors to Adam about another female collaborator of No Rules Barred who is referred to as Zed, which led to Adam being forced to cut off Zed as X refused to work with her. Adam never got a reason why X didn't want to work with Zed, and when he finally asked, X had an outburst, refused to elaborate, and this was the outburst that Adam had previously referred to in this response that happened in January 2023. And it was eventually found out that X didn't want to work with Zed over a very petty reason.
The two had a picture taken together at a board gaming convention, and in sharing the picture on Instagram, Zed had accidentally obscured X's Instagram handle. And that is the incident.
He then ends his response asking people to make of this whole ordeal what they will, and thanks the fans for their support. So with that response, a whole lot has been established. First of all, it seems as though the initial investigation and leave of absence that Adam had from the channels happened due to a Reddit post from his ex's sibling, which as far as I'm aware wasn't very public knowledge. Like, I've not seen this discussed anywhere. Can't find the original post or anything like that, and from my understanding, at the time the suspension happened, most were under the impression that it was the YouTube comments from X that had launched this entire controversy, but it seems as though it actually started off with this Reddit post, and then those comments came after, which worsened it all. And yeah, X and Zed were established as key figures in this story, with X being the main key figure, and both were unnamed in this video, but Zed would reveal herself and come forward with her own public video statement, as Angela from the YouTube channel Hobby Knight revealed themselves as Zed, and I'm not going to do a full breakdown of this response like I did for Adam's, but I'll leave a link in the description for both responses in fact, if you want to watch both of them in full. But in essence, Angela corroborates Adam's story and goes into much more detail around the incident with X, giving wider context and saying that X had tried to sabotage her career. As for X though, whilst X has not been named in either of these videos, Adam has continually referred to vague YouTube comments which X had left, and while obviously not 101% confirmed because she's not been named by Adam or Zed, it's widely believed and regarded that he was referring to comments that were left by former No Rules Barred collaborator Gnarly Carly, as the timelines obviously all match up, and like I said before, this was the connection that was made at the time of Adam's departure as being the reason for it. As of right now, X hasn't made a response or been named like I said. I withheld this video as I was waiting for a response, but I have no clue if there ever will be one or a statement of any kind from X. If a statement from X is made, then I will make a follow-up video, and then we never have to speak about any Adam Blampied drama on this channel ever again. But yeah guys, that's the full catch up of all the Adam Blampied situation and drama that has unfolded. Who knows if this situation is over yet? Just when you think it is, it never is when it comes to Adam Blampied, it seems, on YouTube. But I'll see you all in the next video. Yeah, bye bye.